Hi hookers! Alrighty, I am going to show you on this video how to decrease stitches. Why would you want to know how to do that? Well, some patterns will say decrease, or another way they'll say is it'll say the number 2, let's say it's single crochets, it'll say 2 SC single crochets together. So in other words, they're two different ways to say you're making 2 stitches into 1 stitch. If you make like a purse, here's a sample. See this purse? And you see how it's more narrow toward the top? So this row right here, I actually decreased 2 stitches on this end and on this end. And I do it like that so it's an even decrease, and that helps my purse come in, making it more narrow, okay? So that's one reason a pattern will say. Second reason is we want to decrease when we want anything to become more narrow. So for example, if I wanted like a headband that had a tie at the end, I would decrease my last few rows so that it would end up looking more like a tie. And some hookers, not you guys, but there are some hookers that have issues where their project gets a little wide in areas and a little narrow in other areas. And that presents an issue. Let's say if it's a blanket or a scarf. And one way to deal with that is to actually decrease some of these stitches when you border your project. And you can do that with this decreased stitch. So I'll show you that's how I'll show you on this side how that is achieved. Also, let's say you make a beanie and it gets too wide. One way to solve that is to, of course, frog it. Another way is to decrease a row or 2 and it will make the beanie come back and become more narrow. Okay, so lots of reasons. So these are single crochets. And it's really, really simple to do, and I mean it. So you're going to do like a regular single crochet in your first stitch. Go under and bring up a loop. Then in your second stitch, go under and bring up a loop, and you have 3 on your hook, wrap and go through all 3. Voila, you see, I just made 2 stitches into 1. I'll show you again. First stitch, go under, bring up your loop. Second stitch, go under, bring up your loop, wrap, and go through all 3. So it looks like this. Now I only have 3 stitches. See, 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3 stitches left. I'll decrease the next 2. Go under, come up, go under, come up. That's my second stitch, wrap and go through all 3. And then I have 1 last stitch. So you can see what just happened. My project became more narrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 stitches, right? So super, super handy. Okay, let me show you what it looks like if we go down the side of a project, okay? So here I am, and let's say I'm gonna border this blanket, and I have noticed that it's got a little thick over here, right? A little, well, let's say a couple extra stitches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna go down the side, but here's where I wanna get rid of some stitches. I got a little excited. So I'm gonna start bordering by just making single crochets, right? I'm going under the stitch, wrap, come up, you all know this. And then right when I arrive, in about a second, where I see I have too many stitches right about here, I'm gonna decrease. That's my first stitch. Here's my second stitch. Now I have 3, wrap, and I go through. And I'm gonna decrease 1 more time. First stitch, wrapped, and brought up a loop. Second stitch, wrapped, and brought up a loop. And now I'm gonna go back to my regular single crochet, and I'll show you in a minute. And I don't know, got a little wide there. I think I'm gonna decrease that last stitch. I think right there, you see? Got a little extra stitch. So wrap, come on up, wrap, second stitch and pull through, and then I'm going to go back to my regular single crochet, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. So my end, you see? Now it looks even. I love it. Okay, so that's the single crochet decrease. And I probably would do over here a couple decreases too. And then all of a sudden, I've got even edges. Okay, so let's look at it with double crochet. Boop. Okay, double crochet is going to be very similar. We're going to do about half the stitch in the first, half the stitch in the second, and then pull through all three. Okay, so this is just a little swatch. There are 10 stitches. So I'll hop on my hook. I'll chain 2 at the beginning of my row, because remember, a double crochet requires a little bit more length up there. Turn, and now I have my first 2 stitches. I'm going to decrease. With a double crochet, we always wrap first. So I'm going to wrap, go under, pull up a loop, and I'm going to wrap and pull through 2. That's like half the stitch, right? And I'm going to do the same thing in the second stitch. Wrap, go under, pull up a loop, wrap and pull through 2, and there I am with those 3 loops on my hook, and wrap and pull through all 3. I just turned the first 2 stitches into 1 stitch. I'll do it again. Wrap, go under, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 2. Second stitch. Wrap, go under, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 2. There's my 3. Wrap, pull through 3. I started with 10 stitches, and I'm decreasing, whoopsie, so that I end up with 5 stitches. Okay, so I'll just show you what it looks like. I'm just slowly making my way down. Every 2 stitches, I'm decreasing them, making them into 1. Okay, so here's my last 2 stitches. Wrap, go under, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 2. Wrap, go under, pull up a loop, wrap, go through 2, wrap, pull through 3. There we go. You see? I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. It was 10, and now it's 5. And I'm just narrowing out my piece of work, right? That is the single crochet decrease we started with, and this is the double crochet decrease. And next time I'll show you how to increase your stitches.